Hi everybody, it's Mr. Morgan again, and this video is geared towards changing and adjusting the settings for Snap&Read. So at this point, I'm assuming that you've already downloaded and logged into your account for Snap&Read, and we're just going to work on the settings part so that you can change it and adjust it and figure out what works best for you. Okay, so the first thing that we have to do is we have to click on the extension. Now, as you can see, the target is Snap&Read and the target is gray, which means that Snap&Read is off. When you log on to your account, it is automatically off and you have to actively turn it on. So we're going to go ahead and turn it on. And how we do that is we just click this toggle button right here and it will turn blue, and then also this target will turn blue. Another way you can tell that Snap&Read is up and running is that this bar on the right hand side of your tab opens up, and then there are the different options there. Okay, so there are some few different things that you're eventually going to want to learn and play around with, but for today, we're just going to click on this gear symbol that says options. We're going to go ahead and go over each one of these real quick, and then you can have some time to learn and play with it on your own. Okay, so this let's go over this first one. This is text highlight text color, so we want to just keep that as it is, as black. And then the highlight background color, that tells you which color, when you read a word, which color is going to be, that word is going to be highlighted in. You can change that color to whatever you want, but I recommend something that's sort of on the lighter side so that it's easy to see when it's up against the black words. Okay. Now voice, you can change the voice. There's many different voices and you can change whichever one you choose. Just make sure you have it on an English voice. There's options to change volume, speed, and pitch. And so for the volume, we want to keep it at 100%. And if you need to adjust the volume, just adjust it on your device. We have speed and pitch next. And it's best to keep those around the middle area. But you can change if you want it to be a little bit faster. That's fine. But you just don't want it to be all the way fast or all the way slow, because then it's hard to understand. And same thing with pitch. You can change the pitch to a little deeper or a little higher, but we just want to keep it somewhere around the middle is what I'd recommend. Okay, so there are different vocabulary settings. One thing that's cool about Snap&Read is that it will automatically adjust words. So if there's some difficult words in a text, you can adjust it, and that's what this is about. So it depends on your vocabulary level, but just leaving it as moderate to advanced is just fine for now. But if you feel like you want to change it, you can experiment with that on your own. Okay. These all sort of come preset when you first download the app, and we're just going to sort of mostly keep them the same, but I'll go over them real quick. So this talks about showing the reading level and the icon. That gets a little confusing, so let's just keep that off. So the screenshot reader auto speak, that means that when you use this screenshot, which is like you select a certain amount of the screen to read, it will speak automatically. And we want to keep that on so that we don't have to ask it to start and stop. And this one is load PDFs in Snap&Read, and it automatically does that. And we don't need to do that because we're not going to use Snap&Read every single thing that we read. However, if you find that you're using it a lot and it's really helpful, you can select that option. There also is a dictionary, and if you double click a word, it'll define it for you. If you find that to be helpful, you can turn that on and feel free to play around with it and see if it's something that you're useful. I found that most students don't really use it, but if you find it helpful, then that's great. They also have translating options here, and we're not really going to be using Snap&Read to translate stuff. It's okay for individual words, but it doesn't really translate long sentences very accurately. So that's just something to keep in mind. These colors we're just going to keep the same, but just know that you can change them as they go along. And that's pretty much it for the settings for Snap&Read. Hope that helps.